Hi, it's Larry Games from Power Cycle Trading, home to Options on the Open. Are you getting tired of missing the big market moves? Well, in this video that I'm going to show to you today or present to you is one way that you can perhaps solve that problem, and that is by following me at Power Cycle Trading and using our Power Cycle Trading model to help you spot the big market moves. So in this free video you'll see what I'm talking about, and I'm going to go through some really great examples of the current market situation. But before I get started, if you have not received my free ebook, please go to my homepage, powercycletrading.com. Just put your name and email address into the box here and you'll get top 15 option trading strategies right there. So let's get started. Now last Saturday, which was the 6th of October, I sent out a video about a market overview showing the S&P 500 and Apple, and go back and review that because I want you to see what I said in that video and then see the follow through from today's outlook. So I'm going to start off here with the S&P 500 again and perform another kind of top-down market analysis. So starting with the longer term time frame, the weekly on the S&P 500, we've had the trend up since June 8th, 2012, and it's been a fantastic uptrend. You can see though it started to consolidate right here, and it's been moving sideways for about 3 or 4 weeks. I use a lot of trend lines, and that's one thing also that I teach you how to do is draw a correct trend line, which I don't have time to go into here, but you can see this trend line here, and it's starting to break down on the weekly. So if we get a close this week at this point, around 1430, below 1430 or below, the Power Cycle Trading model for the weekly or long-term time frame will be going short. So, but I have to wait for the data points, and that's not going to be till the end of the week because it could, consolidate here, hold here. So the next chart I'm going to show you is the daily time frame. Now this is the daily chart, or I call this the medium term time frame, and this is for the S&P 500 cash as well. So you can see here the cycle model where we've had different signal entries. Now these arrows I put in to illustrate where the system's set up these entries, and this is based on our trading model. So if you had the trading model overlaid, this is exactly what you would see. So the last really good long we had right back here on the 6th of September, went up, consolidated, went forward. Then we had another long on the 13th of September, and then it went neutral on the 17th of September, and the system went short on the 21st of September, had a really nice move down, went neutral on the 1st of October, and now just yesterday, the 9th of October, it went short again, and another trend line break here to confirm that down move. So there are a lot of support levels that the market's running into, and I'll show you that on the next chart. A couple more charts. I'm going to show you the S&P 500 futures to illustrate what we're currently running into. But if you've been trading with us, and using the model and learned how to use it, then you'd have a heads up on what the market's going to do, and you wouldn't miss the big moves. Now this is the intermediate term time frame, and this is a time frame that we'll use quite a bit for our swing trade setups. And you can see this is also the S&P 500 cash, and the system went short on the 5th of October. And you can look back at the last video from the 6th, and you'll see the same entry point, and it's still holding short. So it caught quite a good move to the downside. So that's the current setup. We're currently still short on the S&P 500 cash. Also, just like to point out another really nice trend line break. So the thing that's great about our cycle model is that we'll get a cycle high or cycle low, and then I like to do confirmations by trend lines. And so here a nice trend line break, and down she goes. Now here's the S&P 500 futures, the ES. This is the December contract, and here's our cycle model. It gave a short signal right here again on the 9th of October, just like on the S&P cash. Again, another trend line break here. Now I also teach our members how to use various moving averages, so we've got a lot of moving average activity here that it broke through. It's currently coming down. I see support right here at 1417. This is kind of one of the areas where the market broke out from, and you've got the 50 period moving average or 50-day moving average right here. So we had another fall through here today after hours. The S&P cut Spain's sovereign debt rating 2 notches, so that pushed the market down a little bit more. But it's coming into this 50-day moving average, and we've been down, 3-4 days. So tomorrow will be interesting. See if it holds here, gets a bounce, maybe retest back up here into the moving averages. So be aware of that. A lot of times when you get 3, 4, 5 days down, there's going to be something that'll trigger some kind of correction back up on a short covering rally. A couple of things here. You've got the 50-day moving average, so if it holds here, towards the end of the day, we could get a rally back up. So bear that in mind. Now here's just one more example. Here's the NASDAQ 100 futures NQ. Again, our cycle model gave a short setup right here on the 24th of September, right here, pretty much the top of the market, I'd say. Had a big move down, broke the moving averages, retraced back up, consolidated sideways, failed again, broke a nice trend line, broke the 50-day moving average. Now it's coming back down into some support here and support here. So, nothing goes straight down, so be prepared for some type of rally back up and see, a test back towards this these 2 moving averages right here, the 8-period exponential and a 50 period. So that's a high probability. Tomorrow you may get some more follow through and then see what happens. What tends to happen is you'll get some kind of bounce back when everybody gets sucked in short, and then there'll be a bounce back rally into prior resistance, and then most likely potentially fail there and then come back down and test this 100-day moving average. Now if you follow me, or if you're a Power Cycle Trading member, you know that we trade a lot of Apple, so that's one thing that's always on our radar. And using our Power Cycle Trading model, you can see that on a long-term basis, the cycle model actually had a cycle high on the 5th of October, last Friday. So if you want to get ahead and you want to get into a move before they happen and not get left behind, this is a great illustration of how this Power Cycle model can help you on a long-term or short-term basis. We use it for everything from day trades to long-term to swing trades. It went long right here on a long-term basis on the 10th of August, came up here and just went short on the Friday close, and now it's coming down to another nice little long-term trend line in here. So potential for a place for Apple to bottom out possibly. Now this last chart is to illustrate again using the system, Power Cycle Trading model, and then some of the other pointers that I teach our members. Again, the cycle model went short Apple, had a cycle high on the 24th of September. Everybody's scared to short Apple, but if you'd been following the system, you would at least gotten out of your longs and been flat. And then look, it broke down, broke these moving averages, came down, hit the 50, bounced up, failed to penetrate back through those moving averages, broke the 50 again, and now we're coming back down here to test the 100-day moving average here. A couple points to a couple of pointers here. We had a nice bounce off of close to that 50-period moving average yesterday, back into this resistance of 638.61. We actually closed above it today. The potential here is, maybe we'll get some more follow through tomorrow. What I want to see happen is that, have at least half of this range from the prior day hold, so we don't get lower lows, or even down to this trend line, right in here, 628, and then see a bounce back up into the moving averages. So that's a good possibility that could happen. You've got this trend line in here, which is a nice trend line. You saw that trend line on a weekly, and then you've got the 100-day down here, and you've got earnings next week on October the 25th. So just to give you a heads up on the markets, and use a disciplined approach. If you'd like to learn how we trade using the Power Cycle Trading, which gives us a disciplined approach, come join me at powercycletrading.com, and thank you very much for your time.